Hi, my name is Kaya and welcome to yet another podcast. I'm Kaya, I'm 35 and a knitter and occasional crocheter from Berlin. And today I'm gonna show you some recent FOs, whips and some acquisitions. I won't show everything. As you might have seen, I've cast on quite a lot of things from between the end of December and the end of January during Rainbow End's 12 cast-ons. And I won't be showing these projects because it will just be too much. So there will be another episode for that, hopefully soon. Today is my third attempt. I did the other two weeks before, and then I was like just not in the right mood to try another episode. On the first one I was out of frame, on the second one it was way too blurry. I could have known that, so I hope today will be better. I hope there won't be an interruption because I'm currently taking care of my parents' dog, but as long as no one rings the bell or walks through the house, should be silent. Yeah, well, anyhow, let's dive right into the nitty stuff. I can't show you the first three projects. The first two were two Sophie scarves, or one Sophie scarf and one Sophie Shawl, but I will insert a pic for you. And I've knit them out of yarn that's not vegan for my mom's Christmas gift. She was eyeing this for quite a while, and I think I won't be doing it again because I just didn't like to work with it, apart from the fact that I don't want to work with it. So in case you didn't know, I'm solely, or let's say 98% only working with plant-based yarns, or every now and then also acrylic. So you won't be seeing any animal fibers here. And I won't be making any advertisement for those kind of yarns. Yeah, but I knit those two projects, and one was with leftovers for a friend. It was okay, but it's not as mindless as one could think, because you have to take care when you do the increases, and either, I don't know, use a counter at row mark, stitch marker or something else to keep track, and I don't know. For me, it wasn't as mindless as I thought the Sophie scarf would be. Oh, and it's a project by Petit Knit, quite famous. Well, famous. I don't know if famous is the right word. Quite well known. Yeah. Oh, the next project I finished is a small bookmark. I knitted for a fellow knitter, and we have a small group where we drew each other's names, and everyone prepared a gift for someone else in the group. And I know she has cats, and she likes to read, so I've knit this tiny bookmark. I also enter the name of the designer because I can't remember, and I don't think it will help if I tell you that the first name is Anna. Yeah, sorry. I've knit this bookmark out of some leftovers rapier spirit I had in stash, which I used for a baby blanket quite a while ago, and was a quick and easy knit. It's super cute. And I also sew her small project bag she can use for knitting socks, and surprise, there are cats on it. They're sitting in the front of a sushi bar and waiting for their fishy dishes. It's quite cute. The next project, I have no idea whether I thought I have it here, but maybe nope. Seriously, this no. I guess I find it once I'm done with filming. No clue. Okay, I also insert a picture, and the next project I finished a small sweater, and the pattern name is Tiny Sweaters. I insert a picture as usual, and this is a pattern by I don't know whom. You will see it down below. Sorry, my brain is a mess. And I've knit this for my boyfriend with some Pasquale regions in a petrol colorway. And this is like a promise to knit him a proper sweater. He got it for Christmas. I hope I will be done latest by next Christmas, but I haven't even started, so let's see. I would like to knit the stick season sweater, but it quite depends whether I hit gauge or not. I just don't wanna, I don't feel like doing some calculation changes. I could, but no. I'm not in the right headspace for it. Yeah. And I got this yarn on sale as they changed the amount each yarn ball weighs, because previously one skein or ball was 100 grams and now it's 50 grams, and they increased the price quite significantly, and I'm not gonna buy 50 gram of recycled jeans yarn for 8 euros. So there are other options, different brands that offer the same yarn, so I won't be doing that. Nope. No. But I can show you the next two projects. 3. These are the Klassiska raggsockor, the free pattern, and I used YAP softraggi. I think it's the colorway Moonlight, by which I got gifted from my friend Verena when she visited, well, she was driving past when she drove back to Sweden, and yeah, I got this yarn quite a while ago. And finally, I've knit these socks. There's a second one. I didn't block them yet, but it's not too bad. This is 100 gram, approximately 268 meters. So somehow a 6 ply or sport weight. I use 2.5 millimeter needles, I think, but next time I think I'll go up. And I've cast on 52 stitches. Knit 2x2 rip, and before the short row here I increased 4 stitches because I felt like the here is too small for my liking. Yeah, quite a simple knit. Was not quick because I just did it in parallel with lots of other whips as usual, but it was mindless except for the here because I have to pay a bit more attention. Yeah. And now I can finally block them and wear them before it gets too long. The next project is the Flax sweater in DK weight by Tinkin Knits, and I've knit size I think 7 to 8 years for a friend's son, and the major change I did to the pattern is I didn't make the garter panels. I also didn't swatch, so I hope it fits him. But I measured across the chest, so it should fit. And you have the choice in the pattern whether you want to knit it with short rows or not. And I thought, well, maybe it's easier for a child to use a pattern without or wear a garment without short rows, because you don't have to pay that much attention whether you wear it the wrong or right way around. I still want to, for future cases, want to insert some fabric labels, but I haven't gotten any yet, and I don't know, I have to check where I can get some that I really like. Yeah, I used 2 strands of yarn, knit with 4.5 millimeters, I think, and I used sweater for Tilda in a natural colorway and all the different colors. I link all of my projects in my Ravelry account, and if you can't access Ravelry, I'm happy to share the info with you. Yeah, and I got all of the colorful colors and one skein of the cream color for free from Edna, which is a German supplier in Austria, I think as well. I think they're also in the Netherlands. But the German and Austrian websites are taken care of by the same person, so I got those for free. And then I ordered some more yarn because I knew I needed it for the stripes. And in a typical Kaya move, I thought, well, I know the colorway and it looks similar, and I got the wrong color. So now I have like 4 more skeins in a whiter white, but not white. So that was a pretty dumb move. Yeah. And I'm using the leftovers of all colors except for the orange, because I don't have orange leftovers, to knit another sweater for the recipient's brother as well. But different. Same but different. And yeah, I played yarn chicken and lost in the first place, and then I went down for 1 more or 2 more needle sizes, I can't remember, for the hem and also for the cuffs, and I think I also omitted a row and did all the cuffs and hem again, and then I had just enough to finish the sweater without buying another skein. And for the brother's sweater, I'm using a different orange because I just didn't want to buy another skein, so that's why I didn't do it. It's quite cute, and the ends are not all woven in. I thought they're all woven in. No, they're not. So maybe that's something I do today. Maybe not. And the last finished object, which I forgot in the first and second attempt of this video, so maybe it was good to film it another time, is Hugo the Bat. Hugo has been part of my 12 cast-ons last year, which started in 2022, and I just finished him 2 weeks ago, and I can't believe that it took me a year to crochet a dump amigurumi. Maybe it's a lesson that I stop doing that unless I have a really, really good reason to do it, because it's just not my jam. I like knitting stuffed animals. I think I started one with the 12 cast-ons 2024, which I show you in next podcast episode, but crocheting is like, I don't know. I like to crochet, but amigurumis, no. Yeah, and I use various cotton yarns. For example, this is Strapless Katona Denim, which is like a bit marred. Use some plastic eyes. The gray, I don't know, I think it's Schachenmeier, yeah, Catania. So it's like basically all the same yarns from different suppliers. And then he has, of course, also the scarf. And with some pom-poms. Not perfect, but cute. And Hugo is also for the small boy who's getting the color for a sweater. And then I'm crocheting a panda for his brother as well. Crocheting. This will hopefully be the last project for a while. Yeah, those are all of my finished objects, which have not been cast on during the 12 cast ons 2024. In progress. The first one is a project knit bag. That's also the name of the pattern, or a linen stitch bag. And this is a pattern by my friend Gina, her first one that she has published. And this is supposed to be, once it's grown up, a project bag. It's knit in linen stitch, which is super simple. You knit one, you slip one with yarn in front. And I think it's like, usually I would knit this yarn on 3.5 millimeters or 3.75, depending what I make. But if you knit in linen stitch, you have to go up quite a few sizes. I didn't swatch, I just winged it, and well, as long as I like the way it looks, it's just a bag. Might be a bit smaller or bigger. And I'm using 5 millimeter needles, my trusty Here Sharp, which I love, but right now I can't really knit with metal needles. So I don't know, it's a bit painful, so I'm quite happy that I have a few projects, or at least my test knit on wooden needles, and I got some tips today, or ordered some tips today. And yeah, the yarn is cotton yarn by Ugo Yarns, which has been part of Knit Crate. I don't think Knit Crate still exists, and I got it in a D-stash. There are 2 skeins. This is the first one, and I like the gray, and it's super soft, but it's too variegated for my liking for a garment or something like that. So I had it in stash for quite a while. Well, I think I bought this in my first year of knitting, so I was happy once Gina said that she will release this pattern, and I got to test it, and obviously didn't finish it, but she had some more reliable testers, and it wasn't a problem, and I like how it looks on the project bag. So sometimes it's really nice that it takes a long time until you find the right project for yarn, but this one is a match. I know I will definitely finish this leftover ball, and then I have to check how much more I use of the second skein. And I already got the band to go through it to close the bag. I think that looks quite nice. I don't feel like making an I-cord. I got an I-cord maker from a friend during the same Christmas gift exchange when I made the bookmark, but I don't know, I already got this, so I think I'll be using that. Now, the next project are some Copenhagen mitts, or mittens. And this was love at first sight. This is a design by Wool & Pine, and I'm using Weaver's Cottage yarn, Pima Cotton, in the colorway is a Mariner, and it's their DK squishy base and 100 meters equivalent to 220, did I say 100 meters? 100 grams, equivalent to 220 meters, and it's really soft. I'm not quite sure this is a good choice for some mittens, but this is like one of my favorite colors, and I got this from my friend Gina when we gifted each other or exchanged advents in 2022, and I just love the way it looks. Last time I filmed this, in my first attempt, I didn't cast on the second one, but my goal for last week was to cast on the second one, so here we are. I got quite far, as you can see. Yeah. It would be nice if I would finish this before March. I have quite some ideas in the pipeline, but I really want to finish some other project before I cast it on again. And I think I added a few more repeats of the pattern before I bind off or decreased, because my fingers are a bit longer for the size I've cast on. I can't remember which one I used, but I hope I saved it on Ravelry. Oh, didn't I tell you that I knew that the tiny sweater is somewhere? Here it is. Super cute. And I also like the yarn. It's not super soft, but feels a bit rustic. There's sometimes some tweedy nubsies inside, but not for the price. I mean, if you have 16 grams, if you pay 16 euros for 100 gram of a standard industry cotton recycled yarn, then I prefer to save a bit more and buy, I don't know, some hand dyed or some super soft yarn. I don't know. Nope. Next up is my birthday cast on, which is a bit problematic. Let me drink a sip. This is super cute cup, and it says the snuggle is real, and I got it from Punk Rock Unicorn Yarns quite a while ago. I don't know, maybe 2 years. And I'm drinking Vanity, so nothing exciting. Well, in here, this is a project bag made by a friend of my mom. It's a quite popular pattern, and this is supposed to be a sweet shop blanket once it's grown up. I used 2 strands of tray-head Appalachian yarns for this colorway and also this one. Unfortunately, tray-head yarns is no longer dyeing knitting yarns, so I don't know, maybe you can get it in the D-stash. I don't think so. And the reason why I'm a bit stuck with this project is I like it. I like the way it looks. It's easy to knit. It's quite nice to use up some leftovers or even more yarn. For example, this colorway I used in my Starflag by Stephen West, and was one of my very first hand-dyed yarns that I got. Anyhow, the problem is that this is Schachenmeier Peach Cotton in the off-white colorway, and my second strand is Sandnes-Tönline, but unfortunately the combination is, maybe I should turn off the sound of my computer. The combination is a bit thicker than the 2 strands of fingering sock yarn, so I was about to order a strand of lace yarn and did it also. No, I ordered it, but then the supplier said, no, I don't have the yarn anymore. Do you want something else with silk or something? I said, nope. So I have to see, maybe I finish the square, and then I see whether I will give it a wash and block it, and then I check whether I can use it the way it is, or whether I have to find a different solution for my contrast color. Time will tell. Anyhow, it's a long-term bib. So the second to last one is my Tured Up shawl. The Sweet Shop Blanket is a pattern by Laura Penrose. The Sweet Shop what is it called? Tured Up shawl. Boy, was a mystery knit along for a small shawl last year by Sari Nordlund. I might be adding a picture. Let's see whether I won't forget. And was like over 4 weeks. I knew the standard yarn most people use was like fingering and mohair, which I obviously don't use. And instead I'm using this hot mess of in this sunny yellow, which I had in stash, and I didn't want to start using a yarn where I have way more, so I have leftovers which I can't use properly. Sorry for the lighting. And this is Lana Grossa Pima. It's DK-ish, weight 50 gram, 125 meters. It's a Pima cotton. And I might be dyeing this if I don't like to wear a yellow shawl or shawlette. Maybe I gifted, I don't know yet. As you can see, I got really far, and it's not on my quite high on my priority list, even though it's a really lovely pattern with, I don't know whether there's some lace, but for sure there are quite a few cables. The last project for today, which I'm showing you, is my second oldest, or it's even my oldest project. It was an UFO until a few weeks ago, and this is has been the Srapius 2020 crochet along. It's called Destroy Naturelle, and it's got inspired by a book by Anthony, I can't remember. I don't think I have a book written by him somewhere here, so. And it's by Christina Haddering. I think the G is pronounced differently, but my Dutch is not that sufficient. Yeah, what did I want to say? I'm using Srapius Stonewash and River Washed in various colors. And this has been a kit, so I didn't make the colors up by myself. I like making it and working on it. There are quite a lot of different stitch patterns. Most of the rounds are differently, so it's not boring at all. But it's not something that I would like to have in my flat. So I'll be gifting this to a friend once it's done. And I have my Sophie's Universe, which is already quite not my style usually. So I think that's enough. And she's quite knit and crochet worthy, so she'll be getting it once I'm done. I hope to finish this year. Yeah, those are my whips. I have one frogged item of which I can only show you a picture, and this is the Marsha's Pride Henley by Elizabeth Margaret Design, and this has been a test knit and was due, I think, at the beginning of January, and I was quite far. I used Rosaria's 4 Falesia, which is a cotton bamboo mix and super soft in a really nice blue color. But I learned a lesson. Let's say, put it like this. I learned how to do a tubular cast on. You didn't have to do it in the pattern, but it looks way nicer. And I lengthened the body because I'm quite tall. I think I overdid it with the length of the body. And in between when knitting it, I was like, Ori, maybe it's too much ease from my liking. So I wasn't quite sure whether this is the way I wanted it to be. But I continued, and it's bottom up. Knit, 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 and the stitch pattern is not really tedious, but it takes quite a while because you knit through the back loop like every other stitch. And then, but I continued, then I closed the shoulders, started with one sleeve, and obviously I still had the same problem, which was not due to the pattern, which is really well written, but only because I just didn't know that it's not something I'll be wearing. And I also picked up for the neckline and for the placket, and surprise, I still didn't like it on me. So it's not frogged, but in my head it's frogged. I put it in the naughty corner. I talked to the designer, and she was very she was like, sure. I mean, I knit almost all of it, and I gave some feedback, and there was not much to say because it was so well written and easy to follow, and not too much text, but not like a petite knit pattern or something. I don't like the way they are written. And yeah, so it's not the pattern's fault, but it was a lesson for me that I don't like too much positive ease. And yeah, so I think I'll be knitting the pattern again, but not now. And let's see how long it takes until I pick it up again, because it's lovely. It's like, looks great. It's easy to follow. Yes, it takes some time, and you need to knit through the back loop, and once you knit flat, you also have to purl through the back loop. But if you have some sharp needles, this is not a big thing. So I can recommend it. Anyhow. Yeah. Acquisitions. Most of my acquisitions are from last year. I'm trying to do an effort to reduce my buying or income of yarn. Well, to save my money, I have enough, and but I don't want to do a no buy because I know it doesn't work for me. It's not realistic. But what did I get? So these are still from last year. I got the Advent by Wintertagtraum. Nora is an Austrian dyer, and who dyes woolen yarns, but also vegan yarns. Just one base, which is the typical 70% bamboo, 30% linen base. And I got her Advent, and every Sunday you could open up a small package with a skein of 100 grams, so it's not that small. And these were the colors. And I don't like all of them, to be honest, but that's the risk of buying an Advent, so I knew there's a risk, and it's not anyone's fault. So maybe I have to think a bit more about what kind of Advents I get, because not always the colors are mine. On the other hand, if I can afford it, I also like to support people which I like, and Nora is for sure one of a dye which I really like. Yeah, personally also, yeah. So the color which I don't like that much is this one. But there's also this lovely green. I mean, this is right up my alley. And usually I'm not a purple person, but this one is also quite nice. And these are okay. And they have speckles, so I don't know. But what I know is that there will be a day when I have a project in mind, and these yarns are just perfect for it. So I'm not worrying it, and I can still sell or change the yarn or skein with someone else, so it's not a big deal. And I love the act of opening an advent. I also got last year the very last advent from Vegan Yarn, and I don't know why I waited. I insert a picture here of the final colors. Well, I know why I waited, because I wanted to be more considerate about what I'm buying, but I know that I like Heidi's yarns and colors, so it was really stupid, and I was like, shit, you got and I was so lucky I got the last one, and I love the colors. I had a pattern in mind already, but I'm not quite sure whether I'll be using that. So if you have any pattern suggestions, let me know. And I really like the colors, and this year, if I can afford it, I'll be buying it again, but without waiting. Yeah. Then another knitter on Instagram shared that she's selling some yarn, and I got 19 skeins for a very good price of Rainbow 84 by Hobby. It's like, the colorway is 73, so it's a light gray. I'm not quite sure what I'm making out of it, but usually I tend to buy colorful yarns, and I tend to wear things that are not colorful. So this is an effort to get things that I wear. And when I filmed the last video, I also showed you these 3 colors. It's also Cotton 84, but by the Strähne Grene. It's a company in Germany which has homeware, crafting stuff, all kind of stuff. And I got these 3 colors from my boyfriend for Christmas as a surprise, which I love, because it's not often that I get yarn gifted, and well, sometimes I get a voucher, but he knows me well, and I really like the colors. And then I thought maybe this screams like, I could make a Stria cardigan by Andrea Mowry out of it maybe, and use some more reds I have in my stash. So I'm considering this. I know for sure that I won't be buying more of this, because, well, I tried to buy more of this color, another skein for my Vertices Unite, but the color was already not there anymore. And when I got 2 different skeins or in one color, and I already realized that within a dye lot the colors are quite different. So it's nice if you need something quickly and just pick it up, but you have to be aware that you get enough of the yarn. And last but not least, from last year, I also got some single skeins from Hobby, my first purchase there, still last year. Some Acacia for a sibling sweater junior by Laura Penrose. Got Hobby Treat Dreams in a Petrol colorway for a muscle bra, whatever, hat by Isola Teague. And a skein of, or ball of Hobby Twister Solid to give it a try whether there's an alternative if I want to knit a shawl and need another color, and I don't want to, and I don't think it's necessary, at least for me, that if I knit a shawl or something that all the skeins are hand dyed. So it's quite nice if I can break it up with some affordable fingering yarns, and they have quite a wide range, so I think this might be an option. And I also got some, what I already said, some more sweater Tilda, because I didn't have enough for my sweater. And I got some more YAP softraggi, but I forgot it in the drawer. So I got one skein that's also striping and two solid colors. One is a very light gray and the other one is greenish, bluish, quite light as well. I think I'll be using those as for some color work, but you will see them once I knit them up. Let's see when. But what I got for myself for my birthday is my very first purchase by Aida from the Athenian Maker. And I got these 3 skeins. This is also Pima cotton, the airy type, which is quite lofty. It's somewhat a single, well, usually I would call it a single ply, but there's a very thin strand going around the basic yarn. It's really soft, but I think it's not too, doesn't hold up too well against pilling, so I'm not quite sure what I make out of it, but I have to see. Anyhow, I got the colorway Daphne. I mean, look at these back. Aren't they gorgeous? And as contrasting or main colors, I got 2 skeins of Sukea, which is dyed with pomegranates, and Daphne is dyed with various flowers, leaves and madder. And I see some color work in my future. I don't know what yet, but if you have some ideas, I have like 220 meters, 440 meters, it's DK-ish. Oh, I love the colors, and I'm happy that I finally got some yarn from Aida, who's the dyer behind the Athenian Maker. And I think, well, I bought in the past, and I'm still doing it now, so every now and then, quite some yarn. But I don't think I ever bought myself some birthday yarn, so this is quite special. This year, well, I want to change my buying habit, and it's working quite okay so far. So that's why most of these yarns are still from last year. I got, which I show you next time, 2 skeins in a different colorway of this cotton 8/4 by this Trainergräner this year for my Vertices Unite. And I got 2 boards of rowan soft cotton, which my friend Gina destashed. So, well, she gifted it to me when my mom took care of some yarn she had. And I have the same yarn in a different colorway, so it's a match. Same yarn in the same colorway, so it's a match. And now I can knit like a children's sweater. I think it should be possible. And then I went to a yarn festival in the beginning of January in Berlin, and there was not a lot of choice for vegan or plant-based or knitters that just can't wear or handle or don't want to handle wool or alpaca or whatever. And I was like, okay, and I also didn't want to buy too much, but in general, but in the very end I found this yarn, I got 7 skeins, and this is Studio Linen by Erica Knight, and I'll be knitting either a top or a shirt out of it. Depends a bit. Once I'm ready for it and some things are off my needles, I knit up a gauge swatch, and then I see what will work for this one. But it's not my usual color scheme, but somehow I like it, and I think could be working. Yeah. And I also destashed some yarn last year, but in total my stash increased last year by almost 6 kilograms. And this is also one of the reasons why, sorry it's for my clicking because I forgot to open some notes. This is also one of the reasons why I want to share my plans with you. In general, I want to do a low buy, so I'm still allowed to get some yarn if I needed to finish up a project. Well, if it's gifted, I'm still not the person to say no. And or if I use it right away, it's also okay, but not if I have already 10,000 project on needed, and obviously not. So if I cast something on right away, or if I needed to finish or complement a project, for example, for my vertices tonight, I had like 4 colors or 5 out of 5, and I needed 1 more. I think that's okay. I use like most of it from stash. And also if there's a special occasion, I'm also allowing myself to buy some yarn. So far I played a lot of, I put yarn into my shopping basket, and I am not gonna buy it this year, so I really try hard to not fight, but take control of my impulsive yarn ordering behavior. Let's put it this way, because I also don't feel better if I buy yarn and then I'm not using it right away, so there needs to be some change. So I'm getting better at it. So I didn't buy anything except the yarn from the festival and the 2 skeins or balls for my vertices tonight. And in order to be successful at my low buy, I want to decrease my stash by 8 kilograms. It's quite a lofty goal, but I just hope that if I knit up a sweater quantity, preferably from a thicker yarn, and if I knit up 2 quantities from the last yarn festival in Kassel, that would be quite realistic. Also, in order to reach this, or another goal or plan for this year is I want to finish the Naturelle, the crochet blanket I just showed you. I want to knit up the Wintertagtraum Advent from 2022, which has been one of my 2022 cast-ons, 12 cast-ons, and I didn't get that far. And I'm knitting the Travel Mode Shawl by Susanne Sommer out of it. I want to knit a pair of socks every other month. That's not working too well, because it's February 20th today, and I started a pair of socks this year, but I'm not even close to finishing it. Well, maybe not. I also want to stick for the first time, and I really want to knit brioche again. It's like one of my favorite techniques, and I have the Agnete cardigan on my needed, but I have to revisit it because I didn't have enough yarn, and I got some more, and it was a different dye lot, and it looked totally different. which was still last year, so I got even more in the same dye lot as the second buy. But I have to start over because I have yarn from the first dye lot in the beginning. And it's also a project where I'm not on gauge. I have to calculate quite a lot, so maybe it would be better if I knit a stockinette swatch, look for a pattern that matches, and then I use some different yarn where I had gauge for the knitter. I want to knit 2 cardigans because I realize cardigans are something that I wear most, and it's not necessarily pullovers. Apart from the fact that I haven't even knit that many garments, and a few of those that I've knit last year I don't wear. So that's also something I want to learn or improve about, to wear or to knit things that I really like to wear and tweak the pattern, or if I realize I don't wear it, frog it. I want to knit or crochet 3 projects from books. I got Softly Timeless Knits for my birthday from my boyfriend, and I have a pattern in mind, the Orania cardigan the book by Sari Nordlund, which I quite like, but I have to check which yarn I use. Preferably something from my stash, but I have enough on my needles right now, and I would need to swatch. And I also got Moosh and Friends from my boyfriend for Christmas, and I started one of the projects, which I show you next time. Yeah, and I want to knit a colorwork sweater, which for me, so I have, at least for one, I have yarn stashed, so that'd be something I would like to work up. And yeah, as I said, be more intentional about what I'm making. See whether I forgot something. No, I think that's all. Oh, and I want to have fun, mostly. I think that's all what I can talk about right now. All the other projects I show you next time, because otherwise it would be way too much. Yeah, let me know if you have already worked on one of these patterns. If you have some pattern ideas that you like to share, or I don't know. If you want to leave me a comment, you might also share your plans if you have some, or let me know why you don't make any plans. I know I won't stick to all of them, but it's a rough guideline for me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I'll see you next time. Bye.